Ну, приветик. Ох, всем привет, всем привет. Странник, Валенок, Казик, Барли. Блин, прости, пожалуйста, я не могу прочитать твой ник. Поздравляю, спасибо тебе большое. Я очень сильно рада такой цифре. Я даже не верю, блин. Неужели это произошло? Я в шоке. Честно говоря, я прямо-таки в шоке. Кстати, хотите прикол, который обнаружила тут буквально пару секунд назад? Люся, приветик, приветик. Смотрите. Хобана! О боже, что это такое? Как это вообще возможно? Это что? Мне даже теперь интересно, так со всеми будет работать? Ну-ка. Нет, почему-то так, походу, только с Нахидой. Это очень сильно странно. Ира, приветик, приветик, Ир. Так, ну чё, продолжаем мы сегодня с вами сюжетик. Охо-хо-хо-хо. А где пузырек? Я тут-то. Я здесь, я рядышком. У меня такой сцена иногда бывает. Вот видишь, я вообще в шоке. Лоль, надо опасаться. Честное слово, тут что-то явно не так. Тут что-то не так. Так. Ежедневки я все уже сделала. Смолу тоже перекрафтила, чтобы уже не отвлекаться на все это. Странник ли? А, за что? Что такое? Что такое? Что случилось? Я уже, кстати, более-менее отошла от первой части сюжета, хотя это было крайне сложно. Честно говоря, я в таком состоянии после стрима была. Это были крайне смешные чувства, слишком много стекла. Просто... Ого-го. Готовьтесь к тому еще веселье в сюжете. Я вчера допрошла и обалдела. О-о-о. Ты кинула интригу, я теперь боюсь. Если там опять будет стекло, я буду немножечко грустить. Фризик, привет, Фриз. Да. Не, почему кексиков? 5 бабликов. Спасибо, спасибо тебе большое. Сиватор, привет, приветик. Подушнее? Ну, посмотрим. Там будет не стекло, а кактус. Блин. Ну, кактус я еще не ела. Это будет крайне интересно. В таком случае. Душнее, душнее умеем. Стекло это вкусно. Стекло, приправленное слезами. Лепота. Барля, ты еще не проходил, да? Ну ничего страшного, куда спешить по сути. Там еще ивент какой-то выкатили. Даже не начинал. Ну, не страшно, думаю. Куда спешить? Кто пройдет мне фонтейн за целое? Спасибо огромное. Вот даже не знаю. Я, кстати говоря, поплавала немножко в этих водах. В целом, первое впечатление было типа, вау, так красиво, так классно. Сейчас уже нету таких ощущений. Сейчас просто типа, куда мне плыть, блин? Что за непонятные какие-то устройства? Что это вообще такое? Сюжет с Дайном? Ох. Я вот буквально перед тем стримом прошла. Там тоже не пирожное хавать. Тоже с привкусом стекла. Представьте, каково мне, я только открыл вход в люя. Мне пинает топать фонтейн. Тяжко. Это тяжко.
To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them.
Хочу пироженку теперь. Так скушай. Почему бы и нет?
Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right?
Я, кстати, вроде приучился немного плавать с телефона. Надо использовать 3 пальца, к сожалению. 3 пальца. Но ничего страшного, у тебя их все 10. Это только верхних. Так дайте мне пироженку, чтобы я ее съел. А то придумали, возьми и съешь. Ага. Ну... Да? А то ты меня не знаешь. Вдруг, прикинь, я не смогу сделать градиент. А почему? Почему? Чего там не хватает? Аэрографа или чего? Чего там нет? Там же ты говорила то, что любой дизайн, там, любой сложности, градиент является дизайном. У меня сюжетка фонтейна закрытая, и я за большое спасибо прохожу ее у подруги Линет. Сложными. Ну, блин. А как легко-то? Я не знаю, как у вас, но мне это обновление в Геншине далось с огромным трудом. Мне пришлось расчищать диск, потому что это просто капец. Я даже не поняла, что именно у меня там так сильно и много весит. О, боюсь, следующее обновление мне придется покупать дополнительный диск. Это просто капец. А то ты меня не знаешь, ну тоже верно. Прекрасно, я кушаю по твой стрим. Приятного аппетита тебе, Люси. Я видел такие перчатки. Там на конце каждого пальца по маленькой руке. Надо их натянуть. Ну да, почему бы и нет? Я тоже могу быть такой подругой. Большое спасибо, гарантирую. Это еще ничего, у меня вообще пришлось играть через облако теперь из-за нехватки места. Зато графика получше. Ну, графика это хорошо. Это хорошо, потому что я помню... Блин, я помню, как начинала играть в Genshin. Это... Боже мой, я скачала эту игру на телефон. Графика была, ну, просто капец, потому что телефон был уже староват, скажем так. И у меня все катсцены... Это просто черный экран. Я даже ничего не понимала. Но игра настолько сильно зацепила, что я начала искать ее на ПК. И, боже мой, какая радость-то была, когда я узнала, что она действительно есть на ПК. Это вообще супер. Мастерство походу. Не, ну блин, боже мой. Вот я, например, тоже не делаю градиент, потому что это запарно и меня он бесит.
Paimon, did you drink my Fanta? Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon.
Пайман, как тебе не стыдно? Ай-яй-яй-яй.
No, it's fine. We're just about done here. Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky. Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fonta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah.
Не спешите ее ругать. Почему?
Thanks for the treat, Navia.
Почему? Она же выпила чужой напиток, так делать нельзя. На удивление, у меня единственная катсцена, которая не работала, это на первый праздник фонарей. Блин. Ну, праздник морских фонарей, там всегда катсцены. Ну, они шикарны, конечно же. Тут не стоит даже ничего говорить.
Can't you see Paimon's barely an inch off the ground?
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Ага. Окей, хорошо.
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
Капец, еще и объели
So this is
Навио.
goodbye, huh?
Ай-яй-яй.
Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
Словно легкий дождь без причины. Ё-моё! Нифига себе ты мимо проходишь!
Мимо проходил.
Спасибо тебе большое. Да не проходи мимо, оставайся. Спасибо. Так, ахахахаха. О, боже мой, минус сердце. Минус сердце, да. О. Нужно так пройти мимо меня. Нет, это мое, это мой баблик. Ой.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Aranias might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again.
И опять мы слышим этот голос.
Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again? Ugh. That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache? Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a
Кто
voice.
же такой этот Ваше?
It's calling for Vache, right?
Хм.
Hey, traveler, stop walking. Come on, wake up.
Ах, опять что-то там такое непонятненькое. Когда слышит голоса. Опа-на.
Vache, are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
В конце сюжетки узнать
How
хорошо.
much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten? Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim. I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, And I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how
Походу будем искать Вашера.
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning.
А нет, не будем.
There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still
Стекло.
remember. Perhaps
Невкусно.
that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow.
Блин, а может их получится вернуть, а?
If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
Уф-уф-уф-уф.
Is that what you call it? Dissolving. If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water.
То чувство, когда я не могу читать диалоги. Не буду спойлерить, кто убийца. Дай угадаю. Вашер. Да не, это было бы слишком подло. А, мозг, прекращай думать, нет. Надо углубиться в сюжет. Башара другое имя. Убийца всегда дворец. А почему не садовник? Ё-моё, мы куда? Где? Что? Нифига себе!
Look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
О, помощь. Шикарная, боже мой, вау.
Quick, now's our chance.
Это Райден из Фонтейна, короче. Вау. А что говорить-то? Я в шоке. Вау. Ого, вот это начало. Вот это я понимаю, кайф.
But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you.
Блин, как будто какое-то аниме в жанре экшен. Да, согласна, точно. Вообще неожиданно. Я знала, что такая катсцена должна быть. Я ее не видела полностью, но по трейлеру опять-таки можно было это понять. Ну, нифига себе. Донатов свыше 1000 не появилось. А ты прочекал, да? Ненавижу ты 9. Да ладно тебе, расслабься. Чё, мы не понимаем, что ли?
I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I
Произошла и все
did not
жило.
consider your feelings.
Ну слушай, сегодня никаких сбоев еще не было на ютубе. Я проверяла буквально перед тем, как
How
запускать
did you come to the
трансляцию.
conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with a Maison Gardiennage could control them.
Юки. Привет, чат, привет, Бабл, как дела? Приветик, приветик. У меня все замечательно. Проходим сюжет, офигеваем от катсцен. И в целом, все супер.
Powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Не уходи, не надо. Блин,
Right.
шикарно.
I suppose that's the best
Реально
news we've
шикарно.
gotten today.
Если она ДД, она должна быть у меня. Как у меня настроение? Да, очень даже хорошее. Перед началом стрима была некая такая сонливость. Но сейчас более-менее, кстати, бодрячком. Ну еще бы после такой катсцены.
She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us!
Барли, надо узнать, какая стена у Бабл. В смысле?
Oh, and there was that champion duelist in
В
Clorand who came out
смысле?
to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together
Какой твой любимый
shall be a
персонаж и
victory feast.
регион? Персонаж это Сяо, это 100%, а регион... Ну блин, пока,
As such,
наверное, не
we're
могу
still partners.
сказать. По
There's no need
цветам
to
мне
thank
больше
me.
нравится Инадзума, все такое фиолетовое, темненькое, розовенькое. Фонтейн тоже. Ну, Фонтейн пока непонятно, 50 на 50. Я еще в нем особо не колупалась и не разобралась. А так прям конкретно любимого региона точно нет. Ну, может, это пока что. Все-таки они еще не все выпущены. Которого больше не будет, теперь одни стримы. Нет, нет, нет.
All right, you two.
Я сегодня
That's enough.
списывалась с человечком, сказал на следующей неделе.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
О, нашла человека, который тоже любит Сяо. Конечно, блин, как его не любить? Его лор, не знаю, этот персонаж просто, он прописан до мельчайших подробностей.
Well, to be honest,
Просто
you're the one who
вау.
tipped us off, Paimon.
Он у меня даже на стенке висит.
Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Cool, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
У тебя он еще и C6, да? Моя
After we
гордость.
parted ways, I
Бездонатная
was on the way back
гордость.
to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said.
Несмотря на то, что он у меня сейчас в основном сидит в кармане постоянно, ну, то бишь даже не в отряде, мне просто комфортно от того, что мой любимый персонаж C6.
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
О, как.
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Реально, Паймон спасительница.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all.
Вот, да-да-да, Ир, ты права, абсолютно.
That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Вот бы Кадзуху C6
You
по
did foil a
прикольчику
plan that they were
будет
probably
свой.
pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the
Да, это
process.
точно.
Speaking of which, did anything
Копить и
strange happen when
крутить.
you
Что
drank
нам
the
еще
primordial
остается?
seawater?
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint.
Странник, ну ты тут расписал, конечно.
Does that mean the
Нормально,
primordial
да-да-да-да-да.
seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
Да, я бы его, кстати, посмотрела.
While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that is important. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have
Ёжик-чан,
been
ты чё, как о нем можно забыть?
threatened?
Надо будет его пинануть костылем. Обязательно. А то что-то он вообще уснул там.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count.
Ёжик-чан знакомо звучит. Ёжик-чан, у меня с ним был фит. Итер Иллюмин.
Now, whether we like it or not,
Также был фит и на его канале.
targeted us get off the hook.
Да, также можете его узнать по песне о Баяке, о Тартали, Аякс Аристократ, вроде так называется. Да. Как хорошо вы знаете.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
Не, пусть выказывает радость, это красиво. Это мило выглядит.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Тук-тук-тук-тук-тук. Куды? Да, что ж это такое? Ну, попробуем отсюда добежать. Блин, я еще очень-очень-очень плохо разбираюсь, что и куда здесь надо ходить. Это как в Сумеру, непонятно, какой это этаж. Это мое, это мне. Ага. Супер, добежали.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't
Рутен,
followed
Гамму,
first.
Ёжика, ну, естественно, Бабл знаю. Ну, понятное дело.
I've been keeping watch, demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard
Хотел
down
вернуться
for
в
now.
Genshin спустя полгода, но желание отбило 20 гигабайт новых обновлений. Играл на PlayStation. Слушай, а там только 20 гигабайтов? А какого фига мне 60 Фонтейн запросил? Это что за обманы?
Now, let's continue, traveler.
Миоми, у нее есть кавер «Любимая Сёгун».
Take it easy.
Вроде так называется. В канализацию предлагаешь мне спуститься? Блин, ну ок. Нифига себе. Высоко. Низко, точнее. Ну, по факту высоко. Да. Ну, вода вроде чистая. Ладно. Нормальный такой дизайн интерьера. Блин, как грязно. Что тут делают дети? Какой кошмар. Норм, норм. А, ты пьешь. Окей, ладно. Выглядит странно. Так, это взяли. Это активировали. Новым вопросом. Ох, ну и ну. Конечно же. Какой-то прямо-таки кошмар. Они там живут? Мишка, привет.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Это грустно в таком случае.
Our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right?
Зато тут аренда дешевая.
Mademoiselle,
Да,
if you'll allow me to
по-любому.
explain.
Но количество бутылок меня смущает. Надеюсь, там вода.
I'll explain it myself. I suppose
Хотя
I
воды
couldn't
здесь
run from this topic forever.
многовато.
And as partners, that my father's name is Callus. Yes, the
У
same
меня
one
есть
they
везде
call
старый есть, но он
Callus
может
the
сдохнуть.
Unfaithful in the
Поэтому
streets.
Геншин на жестком. Где 2 терабайта, но один уже занят.
3 years ago,
Та же самая проблема. У меня один диск сдыхает.
but he chose a duel to defend
Там,
his
где у
honor
меня
instead of standing
вроде как
trial.
раз таки игры, либо там, где у меня все, что связано со сведением и работами.
But I do not
Ох,
believe my father was a
тоже
murderer.
придется докупать
I'm sure
здесь,
he was set up.
чтобы это все хватало места хотя бы.
At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have
Это
is that my father had
странно.
been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Вбил в ютубе Миоми, мне выдало явно не то, что надо. А попробуй вбить в ютубе...
That's why you're so determined to get to the
Блин,
bottom of that
вроде
case.
как кавер «Любимая Сёгун». Вроде так.
That's right.
Честно, не помню название.
Also tried to investigate the murder my
Очень
father
прямо-таки
was
давно
implicated
она
in.
мне попадалась.
But
Но одно
I
знаю
haven't
точно,
found a single
она
new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation
пела
records.
в коллабе у Рутена, где вот ждем Фонтейн.
However, I believe
И
that if the
ждем
murder
Сумеру.
case is
Вроде
related
там
to
она
those
точно
behind
была.
the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father
Все, вон
coerced?
любимый нашел. Во,
Framed?
да, супер.
Even if he really did kill his
Память,
friend,
значит, не
I
подводит.
must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
Почему Миоми, а не Мио? Я не знаю.
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama.
Просто так, наверное,
It's
проще
not something
произносится.
exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Miss Clorand.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him? Yeah.
А где каверы?
It's not the sort of thing that you can
Айс
just let go
Феникс,
and move on
приветик.
from.
Каверы сейчас в разработке.
Miss Clorand has always
Опять-таки,
placed
как
great
сказала
emphasis
ранее,
on the honorable nature
я написала
of the
человек,
duel.
которого у меня сейчас это все
If
дело
her
сводит.
opponent doesn't
Он сказал
yield,
на следующей
she
неделе.
will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the
По сути,
arena,
видеоряд превью, они уже все готовы. Буквально я получаю файл, и я сразу же выпускаю.
there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Кто помнит Бемоля? Я помню.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Я помню, у меня с ним вроде как-то планировался фит, но тут не
What
произошло
madness drove you
подобного.
to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks.
Не
You two
забросили.
should go and rest.
Не, в
This was
какой-то
quite
момент,
a day
конечно, я
after
очень
all.
сильно перегорела, особенно после мира реального. Это очень много сил забрало, скажем так. Очень многие забросили Юки, на самом деле.
Please, relax and
Порой
get some
заходишь
sleep.
на YouTube,
We will ensure
и
you
там,
rest
ну,
soundly.
от каверов, ну, очень мало осталось уже. Отдохните в комнате. Отдохнуть.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other
Пузырек,
two go?
что, валенок, что? А кавер мы делаем
I
про
sent them
Сяо,
back to
сделана
Poisson.
песня
It's Spina de Rosula's place of
My
origin,
Lemon.
and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here
Ну,
at the
там
moment.
под каждым кавером в описании находится оригинальная песня, соответственно. Поэтому, если кого-то интересует оригинал той или иной песни, просто в описании там всегда все есть.
But Never mind that.
Но от выгорания не застрахован никто. Да, это точно. Это точно. В какой-то момент я уже просто не успевала за новыми персонажами. Их было так много, и при этом я не скажу то, что они супер как-то проработаны были, чтобы можно было взять какую-то их основную такую мысль и пронести ее именно в кавере. Такого уже почему-то не было. Дехи открылась, считай, именно с помощью своего задания, где был более-менее подробно рассказан ее сюжет. Сайна в целом приглянулся своим мышлением. Калеи тут даже говорить ничего не стоит. Аль-Хайтам вообще мимо. Тигнари тоже как-то мимо. Не знаю, нету чего-то такого в персонаже, чтобы меня могло просто зацепить, чтобы я такая, вот про него точно надо написать. У него такая там офигенная интересная история, что ее надо прям озвучить. Такого почему-то в последнее время нету. Даже не знаю почему. Причем выгорание может быть не только в творчестве, но и в самой игре. Да. Еще раз огромное да. Да, от игры, конечно же, тоже в какой-то момент я очень сильно устала. Я эти ежедневки выполняла уже просто со злостью какой-то на глазах, потому что я уже просто устала. Каждый день ты заходишь в игру, и это просто ради того, чтобы сделать крутку, накопить на какого-то персонажа. Это просто уже стало некой рутиной. Как я сказала уже на том стриме, я просто в какой-то момент перестала сливать смолу и в целом уже без какого-либо интереса. Но выходит Фонтейн, вроде как появляются какие-то новые силы, и вроде уже хочется что-то сделать. Соня Салимка. Вот последнего, кстати говоря, я не знаю. Крутяшка, приветик. Я сейчас занимаюсь ютуберством, мне пока что норм. Оно поначалу вообще супер всегда. И я не говорю то, что каждый человек прям ловит выгорание. Но оно иногда наступает. Иногда... Фига тебе, сколько заданий, вы что? А, нет? Что это было? А оттуда можно как-нибудь попасть? Нет, ладно, я тэпнусь тогда. Мне вначале тоже было норм, я была просто счастлива. Особенно, когда первые люди только начали появляться, я вещала тут. Вот хотите, я вам открою тайну? У нас сегодня 5000 подписчиков на ютубе. Я вам открою одну тайну, которую промышляю до сих пор. У меня в телефоне есть просто ежедневный скриншот страницы от творческой студии, где написано подписчики и видео, да? У меня есть скриншот буквально каждого дня. Я просто могу сделать вот этот слайд-шоу и видеть, как росли подписчики. Вот это такой мой был бред, но это было настолько сильно важно для меня в тот момент, особенно. Я смотрела и понимала, это не зря, так. Все хорошо. Это не описать словами, наверное, все-таки. Это была моя маленькая радость. Я ложилась где-то под утро и листала, и смотрела, как все начиналось. Я не знаю даже почему, я очень сильно сейчас смущена тем, что это рассказываю. Но так оно есть на самом деле до сих пор.
State your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Бабл, привет, я давно на тебя подписан. И когда я подписался, я начал слушать твои каверы, и на данный момент мои любимые каверы — это «Что ты знаешь о нас», и «Я не подведу», ты удивительный человек. Спасибо тебе большое, Андрей, спасибо. Я очень рада, что тебе нравятся каверы. Мне очень-очень-очень приятно. Спасибо. Казалось бы, только недавно с умира, думаю, вот вам фонтейн. Да, кстати, да. Год пролетел абсолютно незаметно, честно. Я вчера просто снял совместно с популярным ютубером, я так рад. Это очень круто. Я надеюсь, у тебя все получится. Ванила Бабл, поздравляю с 5К. Твоя песня божественная. Ой, спасибо, спасибо большое. Спасибо. Я очень рада, что тебе не нравится. Спасибо. О, увидел прикольную штуку. Какую?
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Да, Казик, скоро.
Thanks so much.
Крио, Скорпион, Рыба. О, у меня был бы тогда Крио. Супер, мне нравится. Так. Войдите в кабинет. Стучим.
Please come in.
О! Как у тебя тут просторно.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we
Что
may
теперь
be
песня
able to
про линии
unearth some
или
key
нет? Я думаю, они
information on the
будут
case.
тоже очень крутыми. Их история очень интересная оказалась.
In that case, please wait here a moment
Стекловидной.
while I browse through the files.
Скажем так, но в целом-то уже песенка есть. Это от Гаммы Рутена. Замечательная песня, суперское исполнение. Вообще всем советую послушать. Очень классно сделали ребята.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Конечно, мне как раз криво, только и подавай, я холода боюсь. Блин, а мне нравится. У меня даже любимое время года — это зима. Обожаю снежок.
Unfortunately,
Смотришь вот эти ваши Геншины, что мне хочется играть. Так, Соня, давай, привет, кстати. Давай,
I'm
запускай,
quite
играй.
certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case,
У меня с МБ
criminal
разница
or
в 10
civil,
дней.
in the past
Нормально.
several years.
У меня с кем-то тоже есть разница, а вот с кем я не
There
помню.
are no
Либо это
records of him
Какоми,
either in the
либо это
files or in
Беннет.
my memory.
Я точно не могу вспомнить.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Я вернулась. С возвращением! Скоро
that
в
so?
школу. О,
Well then, thank you so much, Monsieur
боже мой,
Nervalet.
действительно,
We'll
ведь
take
скоро
our
уже
leave now.
конец лета. Блин, я радовалась, помню, в школе всегда. Ну, первый день буквально то, что ты со всеми встретишься, а вот потом нет. Там буквально видишь первое расписание, и типа,
Miss
а
Navi,
можно вновь
I can
лето
understand how
там
you feel.
продлить?
Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Nervalet? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
У меня уже в 10 класс идти, так что большинство людей новые. Уфу-фу. Ну, слушай, новые
It's
люди, это
just
тоже
like
хорошо.
last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring,
Я помню,
I pushed through the
как я
guards to talk to
пришла
you
в
as a
колледж
last
в
resort.
первый день. Меня почему-то все посчитали стервой. Я не знаю почему. И знаете, как я это узнала? Спустя год. Когда я уже со всеми нормально и хорошо общалась, мне такие подходят и говорят, а мы думали, что ты вот такая вот такая. Я говорю, что? В смысле?
In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone.
Ну вот это, кстати, вот это неправильно. Есть люди даже в реальном мире, которые очень малословны. Они очень много держат в себе, но это не значит, что они, блин, из камня сделаны. Верно, верно.
It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Да. Что это такое, блин?
Navia, are you okay?
Дождь полил.
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Он строг, но справедлив. Да, вполне себе.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has
И
occurred
в свое
to us
время прям
before.
очень сильно хотелось
even
рук огонь
expanded the
выпускать.
search area to
Ну,
try to account for
слушай,
that.
когда мы были мелкими, мы все,
didn't
наверное,
find
мечтали о
anything of
каких-то там
value.
сверхспособностях. Я тоже, я вообще не исключение. Это было
Oh.
классно.
Wait,
Почему бы и нет?
you don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier?
А за что его хейтить-то? Подожди, а
Alright,
за что?
let's go to Poisson.
Мне наоборот
With this
очень не
new lead in
понравился.
mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
А, во, Барри, спасибо. Ты
Do you
супер
wanna
прям,
go with
да.
me now?
Получается,
Or do you
как
wanna
Коми,
head
у нее
over by
22, у меня
yourself later?
24. Во. Она ближе будет.
Great. Let's go then.
Ты сейчас о таком мечтаешь. О чем мне мечтать? Нифига себе меня Тэпнула. Хм. Окей, ладненько. Орел. Да я не трогала тебя, ну что ты боишься, да? У меня тоже есть крылья. Так, смотреть, запомнить и закрыть. Там рыба была огромная.
What a huge ship!
Это рыба.
Why would a ship
Нифига
be
себе.
anchored at a place like this?
А таких нету.
There's no need
Блин,
to
а
be
прикиньте,
so
если бы реально вот
surprised.
во всей этой
While it may look
водичке
like a ship,
были бы что-то
it's
типа
actually
больших
Spina di
акул.
Rosula's headquarters.
Было бы классно, мне кажется, атмосферненько.
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this.
Ну вот да, он сказал только две
Perhaps our
фразы.
taste
За
in
что?
exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina
У одного
di
моего
Rosula had
одноклассника,
a
бывшего
glorious
23
past.
февраля. ДР было. Прикольно, почему бы и нет. У меня у одного знакомого с первой школы ДР было 8 марта. Нормально тоже.
But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself,
Но если будет, будет
she's been
супер, мне
convinced.
кажется.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Блин, ну вы только гляньте, какая рыбка, а. Это же не рыба. Это же... Блин, ну вот прикиньте, так ночью просто плаваете, какую-нибудь там гамму сделаете себе пониже, и просто такое из темноты. Но они же должны где-то водиться, верно? Ну, это, конечно, да. Хороша рыбка. Это что такое? Блин, мутированная редиска какая-то. Выше, выше я вижу, там можно подняться. Так, окей, поднимаемся. Не падаем. Звездочка, ладненько, нормально. А тут миленько еще. В целом даже норм.
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most
Прошлое
important
исполнение
partners.
это...
You said before that you
Серьезно?
still had some business at the court.
Какой
What brings
кошмар.
you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of
Блин,
something really
ну,
important.
ну имя,
You see,
имя.
if my father's case
Тут,
had something to do with water from the
Тут,
primordial sea.
тут, блин. Что сказать на это?
You still remember, right, Melus? On that night
Ну, это
it was
нормально,
raining?
это разновидность наших всех языков.
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr.
Где-то
Minnie.
обычное имя русское
Both were
кажется
what you
чем-то
call
неприличным.
impossible
И также
murders.
наоборот работает. Тут уже дело выбора фантазии, наверное.
More about what happened before.
Так что все ок.
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson.
Вообще странная
At a
традиция
glance,
приносить
it was
вкусняшки
a
на
kind
свой
of
ДР.
drink that could
Да,
excite your mood
да,
and
да,
produce
да. Мне
many
всегда
pleasant
было так неловко,
hallucinations.
когда была маленькой. Это было очень-очень неловко.
Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you
Теперь
drink
хочу
synth for an
оливье.
extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control
Почему
your
еду
emotions.
несешь ты, а не тебе? Вот
And if
да,
you were to stop
кстати
thinking it
говоря.
completely, you'll experience
Но
flashes
это
of
типа
paranoia
ты
and
проставляешься,
anxiety,
так
or
и
lacking energy to do anything.
во взрослом более
It's an
возрасте. На
extremely
работе ты
dangerous substance.
проставляешься. В колледже вот,
As he
кстати, вот
oversaw
такого
the
точно
shop,
не было.
my father was
Это
compelled to
вот
put a stop to synth abuse and called for
как-то,
a
не
complete
знаю,
ban of it.
такого точно не было.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath.
Да, везло всегда
But no
тем,
matter
у
how
кого
much they
ДР было
threatened or
летом.
bribed
В
him,
каникулы
he refused
ничего
to
никому
yield.
носить не надо.
Not only that,
Это
the boss
супер.
became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and
Надо булить
cultivate
всех
personal
хейтеров.
relationships with them.
Да зачем вам
Finally,
это? Боже
the
мой.
man's name was Jacques.
Хейтеры на то и
He felt
хейтеры.
greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families
Есть и
destroyed by
есть.
synth
И
abuse.
бог с ними.
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
У меня 30 декабря
raced to the scene
практически
and
Новый
found
год.
my
Да, да, кстати говоря.
How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Хм, это прикольно.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it?
Бог как
In
раз
both
таки не с
cases,
ними.
the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any.
Но
Looking
просто
back on it,
смотрите,
though, I
получается,
now believe the
буля
most important
кого-то,
clue was
да,
something
буля
we all
даже
overlooked at
нехорошего
the time.
человека, вы же
There were
частично
pieces of
становитесь
clothing
этим
left at the
нехорошим
scene.
человеком.
Precisely.
Поэтому
It's all
зачем?
thanks to you that
Боже,
I made the
окей,
connection.
ладно.
Back then, we all just thought they were some
Причем
cheap
главное
costumes
уметь
that Jacques
разделять,
used to disguise himself at the
когда
banquet.
человеку просто что-то не нравится, он имеет на это полное право, у него может быть свое
But,
мнение.
considering it now,
Ваше право
it's
с ним
almost
согласиться
certain that they
или же
belong
нет.
to a third
Вот и
person at
все.
the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired. You're
Когда
right.
на них не
We still
обращаешь
don't know what
внимания,
happened.
да, они, кстати,
But my
отпадают.
intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out.
У каждого персонажа найдется
I'm
свой
finally
хейтер.
headed
У
towards
каждого
the truth.
человека найдется человек, который его не будет любить. У
Jacques
каждого
was an
ютубера
empathetic
их
man
полно.
who was infinitely
Никто
remorseful for his
никогда
past
ни для кого не
actions.
будет
It's
идеальным.
unlikely that he turned on
Такого
boss
не
with
бывает,
zero
чтобы ты
warning.
взял и нравился прям всем поголовно.
I
Не,
think this third person is probably the key to the full truth.
какой... О, да,
On
боже
that
мой,
note,
как ее
however,
только не поносили.
even though this will
Ну,
not
что
please you,
поделать.
demoiselle, as
Потом
you're
она
your
всем мне
father's butler,
полюбилась.
I must
Ну,
still offer a
большинству
word of
хотя бы.
warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and boss has already lost his
Их это
life
сейчас
trying to bring
мало,
them
а
to
раньше-то было
justice.
немало.
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to
Вообще
him?
ситуация с Инадзумой
And
все
yet
равно
I
опасная
was the
была.
one most kept in the dark.
Ну, так-то да.
What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callous the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And
Вспомнить
Spina
даже
di
первую
Rosula
годовщину,
is
это был
barely
просто
getting
взрыв.
by. Nothing has. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now.
Эй, кстати, до сих пор хейтят.
I want
Многие
to
все
find out
равно
the
не
real
могут ее
answer for
простить за ее
everyone's sake. For the missing girls,
раздвоение, скажем
for the
так.
victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Maloose.
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been selected as the next
Феникс,
target to
Феникс.
disappear.
Привет, Бабл. Приветик, приветик.
What?
Я тоже вернулся с Красной Поляны вчера в Сочи, чтобы начать фонтейн на компе. Круто! Круто, с возвращением тебя.
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more, and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety.
Понимаете, в чем прикол? Здесь, как таковой, не знаю почему, в Геншине отсутствует конкретный антагонист всегда. То бишь сначала мы думали, что это бездна, да? Потом мы думали, что это царица и фатуи. Но каждый раз нам преподносят немножечко уже другую версию. Опять-таки, царицу уже не выставляют такой прям плохой. Ну, по факту, реально уже не так это все выглядит. Бездну тоже уже можно как-то понять. Ну, не знаю, по крайней мере, я начинаю уже понимать, и некоторых херечуров просто обходить, типа, ребят, вы тоже люди, живите. У меня вот ваших остатков уже до хрена, я вас даже трогать не хочу. Фатуи тоже, ну, блин, ок, ладно. Типа, есть там нормальные челики. По сюжету мы их встречали уже не один раз, типа, тоже есть там нормальные. Где антагонист? Они ничего нормального пока не сделали, потому что не могут сделать. Но опять-таки они пока что ничего настолько плохого не хотели, если так подумать. Ну да, вот тут, конечно, вот эта фигня с перевернутой статуей у меня до сих пор в голове. Это, наверное, самое одно такое криповое, что я видела до Фонтейна. Это было реально очень стрёмно. Тогда я реально подумала, что я в хоррор какой-то попала, а не в Геншин. Селестия, да, но, блин, пока ничего я о ней не могу сказать. Она просто есть и все. Завтра надо вернуться на поляну, к брату худеть. Сбросил за месяц 12 кг, надо еще сбросить. Нифига себе! Ну ты даешь. Не, круто, вообще супер, молодец. Чтобы сбросить столько килограмм, это надо прям огромную силу приложить. Это не так уж и легко. Вопрос зачем? Ну, это дело личное каждого.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him.
Сюжетки разлома, они многих хиличурлов обрекли на страшные муки ради одного шанса чего-то. Да. Было такое.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life.
Ну, если опять-таки слушать их, то у них была настолько сильно великая вот эта цель, и она была настолько сильно важная, что это могло просто все окупиться, а могло нет. Ну, ведь по факту многие люди же так делают. Я в том числе, типа, повезет, не повезет, но я хотя бы попробую. Да, если не повезет, мне будет пипец как там стыдно, неудобно, неловко, больно, возможно. Но я попробую. Так же, наверное, и тут. Правда, здесь жертву принесли других.
When he was threatening the enemy, boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found.
Я за любой движ, кроме подвижного.
But if you want
Мой
to
девиз
use
по
it
жизни
against the
сейчас.
enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is,
Раньше
can't we
много
just go
двигалось, сейчас не
storming in?
хочу. Сейчас настолько лень.
You mustn't
Чё так
forget that
холодно,
we're
блин?
fighting against
Ребят,
a
у вас как вообще с
mysterious
погодой?
and
Я
dangerous
уже не могу от этих
organization
перепадов.
that's been in
Честное слово,
operation for
сейчас секунду.
decades.
Что-нибудь накину хоть. Просто кошмар какой-то. Морозит и морозит. Ужас. Даже чай уже остыл. Кошмар.
There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters.
Бабл, клипы и песни
We
у тебя
also have no
хорошие,
idea
скажем
what
так.
kind of evidence we may be
Большая
able to
часть топ.
find
Остальное,
inside,
ну это же от
nor
Бабл.
what people we may be able to
Буду
capture.
слушать. Спасибо. Я рада, что тебе нравится. Ну, большая часть из них.
A
Тоже неплохо
single
же,
visit
верно?
to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave
Жара
empty-handed,
надоела 30 плюс
but
Сочи.
also open
О,
ourselves
боже
up to
мой.
full retaliation.
Блин, ну жара это тоже плохо. Почему нет вот нормальной оптимальной температуры?
Then, in that case,
Я сегодня
why not
проснулась
work
вся в
with the
соплях,
fighting
извините меня,
authorities?
конечно. Но я укуталась в одеяло, блин, как
Well, you
шаурма,
saw one of them
честно.
dissolve during
Я
Mr. Liddy's
вылазить не
case.
хотела.
We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Ну, я в целом, конечно, не хочу обычно вылазить из постели.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice.
Ночью плюс 4, сейчас плюс 13. О, боже мой. В июле было плюс 30.
But things are different now. It should
Холодно,
be a lot
однако.
easier to prove the other side's guilt.
Я наоборот
now that
хочу
we've
холод. Ну,
connected
блин,
since
когда
with the
ты постоянно
disappearances
находишься
case.
рядом с жарой, да, там хочется прохлады этой.
You sound like you've
Я
put
вот
a
что,
lot
что
of thought
дождик
into this,
ливанет,
Malus.
хорошенький, чтобы я взбодрилась немного.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and demoiselle's will.
Так, он ведь дворецкий. Кто там говорил, что убийца дворецкий? Если вы спойлернули, я вас найду. И
I've
что-нибудь
always been
придумаю.
willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time
Впервые 2
keeping
недели августа
secrets,
тоже плюс
performing
30.
basic investigations,
Хо-хо-хо.
and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Метеозависимость. О,
Let me
тоже
think.
от нее завишу.
One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here.
Позырю, так круто вышло. Ну, скинешь мне потом
When I
фоточку в
announced
личку.
orders to the organization's
Убийца пойман.
members on
Нет.
Demoiselle's behalf,
Пойман
I used to
хорошая.
deliberately keep a few people
На
in the dark
лапочка.
and observe the reactions of the synth vendors.
Я до сих пор помню тот момент в начале в Сумеру, когда она нас
If the
потеряла.
vendors didn't change their
О,
plans, then the individuals informed of our orders
была
must
готова
be
заплакать.
innocent. If the vendors
Вроде даже
acted
заплакала,
fled,
не помню
however,
точно.
then
Но это
someone must
было
have given them the
просто
news.
очень трогательно.
After several rounds of testing and
В
investigative
июне до плюс
tracing,
40
I've
почти
narrowed the
доходила.
suspect
Сейчас
list
где-то плюс
down to
20.
3 people.
Нифига себе, плюс 40. Это же вообще атас.
The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position
Путешественник,
within
ну да,
Boss's innermost circle, he always
это
knew our
точно.
upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time.
Если открыть галерею, да, вот этот архив, где вот все убийства написано, кого и сколько раз мы убили, это
There's
просто
someone else
ад.
like him too.
Это что такое?
Marcel, the head
Не
of
было такого.
confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. The boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, They're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone
Вообще
using their
приятно
own
бродить по
money
лесам, полям в
to
Геншине.
hunt down
Да.
themselves.
Вообще, очень нравится. Особенно, если убираешь музыку, убираешь голос и включаешь на всю именно... Блин, забыл, как называется, другую шкалу. Тогда очень атмосферно становится, прям вау. Я помню, как многие поверили, что Паймон это главный злодей. А, еще, да, в экономии там. В экономии, блин, каждый по-разному называет. Был такой момент, типа, этот чтец бездны сказал, типа, ты правда ей доверяешь? Ты чё, серьезно, ничего не понимаешь? Было дело, было. Ну да, что-то типа окружения. Но там не окружение написано, это точно. Да, Барби, тоже, точно, да, я тоже так делаю, это вообще супер. Очень классно. А еще там, если бегаешь, ну, например, за Сяо, да, я слышу, как у него маска шумит. Это, вау, это просто божественно. Как на драконьем хребте снег хрустит, прям вот реально хруст такой. Не-не-не, что-то, не будем так думать, конечно. Иначе я тоже буду такой же. Ты что?
I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death.
Но по поводу ее происхождения много ведь споров было. То, что это она та самая богиня, которая нас разделила с братом, что они похожи. Но пока ничего не понятно особо.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Архонт времени, архонт еды. Опять? Нет! Ну ё-моё. Навестите семью Жака. Семья Жака. Семья Жака. Навестили.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
Окей, Вальнок, давай жду возвращения твоего.
Aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
Все-таки бездну тоже надо будет проходить.
I can understand the kind of pain.
Блин, точно, я еще бездну даже не проходила. О, нет. Какой кошмар.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets and
Всё,
felt that he
Слав,
took the
приветик,
idea of
привет.
providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything.
Слушай, я бездну 12 этаж не тянул, даже ни в какую. Блин, я
So when
настолько
Mr.
сильно
Callis
уже
came to him
ненавижу
with a
этот
proposal,
12 этаж, что
he
просто ну
accepted it
нафиг.
almost immediately.
То червь какой-нибудь, то верхний, то нижний, блин, которого толком и
He
нету.
tried to be as careful as he could, but even
Это
so,
просто
he
ужас.
was still found out by
Нафиг,
the
не хочу.
higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he
Да,
had
я
no
тоже так
choice.
думаю, Казик.
It was
Нафиг
only
эти
later
150
that I
гемов, честное слово.
realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely
Ну да,
in
до 11
self-defense.
обычно норма, все и
It
хватит.
is impossible for me to hate him
9,
for what he
10
had
это
done.
очень легко. 11, ну мне конкретно там надо немножко подумать.
But Mama, why
Бывает там
is Papa
какая-то
still the bad guy?
фигулина
If he
мне
did the right
все
thing.
портит. Какой-нибудь босс там.
Papa always wanted to be a good man. So why did he have to do a bad thing in the
Где
end?
же, помню, в Вестнике было 2 гидра, а у меня никого не было крио. О, это был кошмар.
Well,
Ну, вроде как
things
тогда
aren't
смогла с ними
always as they
справиться.
seem.
Хотя не с первого
You
раза.
still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether
Ну
he
да,
left you a
Юки.
parasol,
Опять-таки 9,
or a
10
sword.
легко, 11 немножко надо
He must have
подумать
done
уже.
so to give you a better life.
Я не скажу то, что у меня как-то прям плохо прокачаны персонажи. Возможно, я
Oh.
просто ленивая в этом плане. Мне не
Thank you
хочется очень сильно
for
много
everything
времени
you've
на
told
бездну
me.
тратить.
I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Для меня бездна приключений на 40 минут. Окей, так. Хорошо, хорошо.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel
Это
in the
мне
city.
надобно. Юки, пока-пока. Удачи тебе. Спасибо, что зашла. Или зашел. Не знаю. Но спасибо. Пока.
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside. And we found, after my partner here put the dots together for me, can you do me a favor and try to recall what
Разгон
happened that
мозга,
night?
да?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other. not knowing what.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Блин, ну может еще не все потеряно. Рераны-то будут обязательно.
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene.
Ты даже не помнишь, выбил ты C1 или нет? Видимо, тебя давно уже не было в Геншине.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel.
Пожалуй, тоже начну играть. Надо наиграться до завтрашнего вечера в фонтейне. Конечно, почему бы и нет. Ждем новых клипов. Пока, Бабл. Пока-пока, Феникс. Удачи тебе. Спасибо, что зашел.
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel.
Да, не знаю, как делать так много всего, когда в день дают по полчаса игры на 2 аккаунтах. То есть всего час в общем.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss.
Ну да, за час сейчас мало чего можно сделать.
And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula.
Да, Геншин тяжеленький.
No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Окей. Ух, ё-моё. Это уже где-то тут. Окей, перемещаемся.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson.
Что-то мутное какой-то.
Callus did a fantastic job.
Может, ошибаюсь? Надеюсь, что да.
Building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Lenny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to...
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you...
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Азик, ты чё?
You see, just recently,
Нет,
we
конечно,
were
это
attacked by a
что?
horde of
Не может
unnumbered
быть
Gardamex in the
такого.
city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me,
Ксюшка написала,
all
что
you would
уже
need
знает,
to
что
do is
пойман
get rid of the
Тархун
mecha
Пиде. Ну
serial
да,
numbers and...
конечно. И времени не забывай.
Then
Еда
you think
и
too
время.
highly of my abilities. Dispatching
Не может быть она
mecha is
убить.
very... If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will
Убийца
make it
гора.
for you.
Да вы
You
чё?
can ask the chef to
Нет!
cook, but not to
Это
massage your
Геншин, тут
shoulders
все
or
может
carry you.
быть.
If you
Да
try to make
не-не-не-не-не.
unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think.
Что
There are a
происходит?
lot of
Нет!
complex steps to it.
Вот
and
знаете, в
it's
чем
almost
прикол? Вот если
impossible
вы
to
сейчас
keep it a
скажете
secret.
правду, а я скажу нет, я ведь даже этого могу не понять.
So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Вот мне кажется, он. Что-то он мутный какой-то.
Well, thank you for the vote of
Потому
confidence,
что он
Nadia.
испугался сейчас. Банально. Банально он
Jokes
зассал.
aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation.
Я тебе не верю.
I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support
Он
from
не
the
мутный.
guards.
Какой четкий. Ну, дай бог, дай бог. Ладно. Йо. Так. Только не на лифте. Только не на нем. А вот так не добраться? Да по-любому же можно так добраться. Для кого придумали лифт, когда есть планер? Я еще плохо разбираюсь здесь в этажах, поэтому мне проще так.
Take it easy.
Hello, how may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say, sure, I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Может, это он? Меня смущают его усы.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the opera house.
А может быть, это
I'm sure
настоящий
you saw
спойлер?
everything
А
too,
своими
right?
сообщениями я пытаюсь добиться, чтобы Бабл и я подумал, что спойлер фейков.
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Да не, Нави, блин, Марсель.
Oh, you were at the opera house too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive.
Вот он, главный убийца перед тобой. Кола
To beat
стражит.
the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf.
Блин,
I
ты
can
это
already
сказал,
imagine
теперь
everyone
мне
in
это
Fontaine
мерещится.
discussing your
Хотя вроде голос
exploits
как
over a
голос
few
обычный.
glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Либо он усталый, либо он злой.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
На самом деле убийца путешественника это блин. Я понял, убийца это человек,
Yes,
который убил.
I was
Ну,
reminded
по
of your
факту-то
father's
оно
case
так,
right
да,
away.
да.
Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side
Блин,
has
ну с
already
учетом того,
begun
что
to
она
act.
все-таки убила, то по факту да, она убийца. Мы видели это в катсцене, да?
Oh,
Это
and what
факт.
makes you say that?
We were attacked on Aranias by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner,
Напомню, главное
I
поставить
probably
держи
wouldn't even
друга
be here
близко, а врага
talking to
еще
you right now.
ближе. А, она его дядей
Oh,
называет.
you're giving us
А!
too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past.
390, привет, оцениваешь ли ты аккаунт? Нет, я не оцениваю, я недостаточно в этом хороша.
But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there.
В такой логике помощник убийца, да, вполне себе вероятно. 10% зарядки осталось. Беги скорее на зарядку.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory.
Во, Фриз оценивает.
The confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Огромное спасибо.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Нифига себе, Фриз, какой-то у нас дорогой мальчик.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need more.
Нормально, так нормально.
All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
This can work. I'll just treat them as new samples.
Окей, окей. Вы это слышите? Как будто металл куют. Классно. Так, мне либо наверх, либо в арку. Арки нету. Значит, мне наверх. О, как хорошо нету лестница. Просто кайф. Я бы так по лестницам не пробежала легко.
Purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my
За
father
час
wouldn't
еще
have needed to
больше.
investigate the case for so many years.
1520.
Anyway,
Нормально.
even though we didn't
Нормально у
make a
тебя
breakthrough,
расценки.
let's still compile what we were able to find.
Кадик, ладно, я убийца.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right. Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, It's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Так, а вот теперь попробуй вспомнить их имена. Кто из них кто? Серьезно? Думаешь, я запомнила это за раз? Кто из 3 подозреваемых имеет возможность контролировать... Марсель?
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him.
Ты. Ну, конечно, ты. Помнишь, мы тест проходили в Дискорде? Ты же у нас лидер.
Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques.
А мы все шестерками там оказались, да?
He could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business? Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah, had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory.
Кстати, ребят, прошлый стрим может быть недоступен в РФ. Я уже над этим колдую. Так что он скоро появится на канале.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't
Да
have
там
much
из-за
means
одного
when it
доната
comes to
за 700.
finances.
So you're saying he's too
Ну не
broke
страшно,
to
я
afford a
просто
mecha?
вырежу этот фрагмент и все, он там на 3 часа где-то всего лишь. На 3 часов.
Exactly.
Так что,
He
думаю,
can't.
это не
And
будет даже
even
сильно
if he
заметно.
could, I don't think he would be able to
Поэтому все будет
dispatch a
норм.
whole group so quickly. Who could it be?
О, нет. Так. Флоран. Советник, он утверждает, что очень благодарен Калосу за его доброту. Он был на банкете в момент происшествия и может подтвердить, что когда Калос уходил, при нем не было оружия. Так. Ага. Все-таки, мне кажется, он. Он мне слишком сильно не нравится.
If you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them
Это
all.
был я. Да не ты.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into
Слушай, реально похож.
narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable.
А что с момента
and his
там
judgment of others'
2 часа
trustworthiness has been
58
fair
минут,
and well
сколько-то
considered.
там секунд,
When he
вроде
laid out
тот
his case
момент,
for the three, the
где-то, когда
rationale he
был,
gave me made a lot of sense as well.
когда был донат за 700 рублей.
The suspect is
Я уже и в
knowledgeable about
Donation
the
Alert
Spina's
там
internal
покопалась,
affairs,
немножко изменила
has the
кое-что.
means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us. And even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Значит, ты у нас не мутный чел, да? Значит, ты у нас четкий.
Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a
Чего?
Patchouli harbinger called
О,
Tartaglia.
не-не-не-не-не.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, We know him, maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Это конкретно абсурд. Вы
It's absurd, don't you
что?
think?
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away.
Да не был. Нет.
If the charge
Тут
against him
норм,
stands,
чувак.
then it'll be next to impossible to get the
Не-не-не.
guards to support any of our
Бля,
planned
как холодно,
investigations.
да. Что ж такое?
Right. Because they'll
Сижу
think they've
наполовину
already found
укутанная.
the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder than to clear Mr. Cal.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? Huh? Split up?
Разделиться?
What do you
Серьезно?
mean? Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case,
Что-то мне не
the
кажется это
culprit's
прям
attention will be focused on Aranese,
хорошей идеей.
leaving his home
Закрой
base
башку. У меня все
wide
закрыто,
open.
понимаешь?
You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall the— I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to—
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Lenny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver.
Вот вы
When
двое
did you two get
защищаете,
here?
давайте ее.
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and
Хотя
figured
бы
that
ты.
you might require
По поводу
our
тебя не знаю.
assistance.
Ты вроде дворецкий, вроде норм. Чего?
It's our hope
Ну
that
что-то теперь я
your
сомневаюсь во
confidence
всех.
will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Aranese. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then.
Анализ подозреваемых. Угу. Это Марсель. Марсель, это Марсель.
Now that Navia has set out for Aranese, we should also get going.
О,
The
фея.
location has already been marked on the map, so
Класс.
let's head over. Huh.
Только что сюда
According to
направлял.
Malusa's info, this
Найдите вход. А как я его вам найду? Плыть надо? Серьезно? О, хо-хо-хо. Ну, поплыли. Да, ну как красиво. Это просто вау. Это что еще такое? А, тут сундук у нас, окей. Вы в зоне цели. Не верю. А это что? Ага. Поговорить с Пайман? Она будет с нами под водой говорить?
finally found it. Huh. So this is
Окей.
the entrance that leads to the synth production base.
Нет, торта
Sure
нет,
doesn't
нет, нет.
seem out of the ordinary at all.
Он нам свой глаз боку отдал, вы что? Я до сих пор им
An
любуюсь.
important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms.
Слишком сильные спойлеры
Navia's
пошли.
probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Что отопление день первый. Тем временем в оперном театре.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that
О,
right?
Ваня, ты вернулась. Ты
In
молодец,
which
да.
case, as long as I accept the
Да, давно уже
charge,
дошла, что ли?
I can have an all-out fight with that champion
Не
duelist
кусай
Claret,
пузырька,
right?
блин, лопнет же. Нет, ты что?
I've got to
Я же
admit,
необычный
that's one of the
пузырь.
most enticing offers I've ever received. When I
Пальнов не
privately
говори, кто
sparred with her
убийца.
last
Не надо.
time, she was obviously holding back. Real
Да не
disappointing.
ты, Казик.
Hey, don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways
А,
of the
приятного
Opera
аппетита тебе.
House. Then why don't
И
you
не
duel
ты,
me too?
бабка, нет.
I'm the kind of
И не
student that learns
ты.
best in the heat of battle.
Да как может Горд убивать?
That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain
Хорошо, я
everything
после
from the
стрима
very
гляну,
beginning
что там.
again. The goal of this trial is to
Город
determine the
это
culprit
имя.
behind the serial disappearances case.
Оценю, оценю, конечно.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating.
Тарталя
I've gotten half
польщен.
bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
Блин, Вальнок, ну ты меня прям заинтриговала. Обязательно гляну.
That person is...
Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Так, основываясь на имеющихся доказательствах, кто является истинным виновником исчезновения молодых женщин? Нету слова женщина, есть девушка. Ну, все-таки я буду топить за него. Что там, не знаю, не нравится он мне.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
О, какая ты милая. Какая шляпка классная. Ой, замечательно. Вот таких NPC я еще не видела.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Кстати, Пузырек, если мне вечером получится поиграть в одну игру, составишь компанию. Гляну. Там суд идет? Да, уже второй. Сейчас все женщины возмутились. Нету слова женщина, странник. Нет, есть девушка. Есть зрелая девушка и молодая девушка.
And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation.
Так, я что-то не поняла, если что, это... Если я что-то неправильно выбрала, типа, что-то плохое будет, да?
Yes, I do.
Ну да, ладно. Есть старая девушка, есть такое слово. Вот, видишь? А кто тогда женщина? Женщина — это выдуманные существа. Наверное, загребут. Да нет, Казик, нет!
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Бабка тогда кто? Не знаю, еще не придумала. Но такого тоже нету.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case?
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case. Exactly correct, Your Honor.
Да я же не говорю, пожилая или старая девушка. Не, почему? Взрослая. Просто взрослая. Почему никто не верит, что это был я? Потому что это был не ты. О, вашу ж мыша. Опять. Я буду тупить.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard when the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a... The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed.
Предоставь это Пайман. Она справится лучше меня, я в этом уверена. Мы все там тупили. Не знаю, блин, я когда первый раз это все делала, в первую часть сюжета, я так тупила, я вообще не понимала, что из этого надо тыкать. Так, основные сведения, ерунда. Ща мы тут все это. Ща мы тут все разрулим.
The third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Окей, наш ход. Так, в день убийства устроила большой банкет. Ага, так, сейчас я просто это все дело гляну. Слышали звуки выстрелов? Давно планировавшееся убийство. Ага. Так. Противоречия. Нет. Можно просто все протыкать, а? Так, сейчас, секунду. Так, вот тут точно вот это должно быть. Да, в смысле нет? О, блин. Так, вот он тут вышел без оружия же. Короче, буду все тыкать и все тут. Это капец какой-то. Я туплю, как хрен знает что. Окей, здесь ничего не подходит. А все почему? Типа да. Какие на самом деле их связывали отношения? Я из такой логики экзамен завалила. Да я тоже так заваливала экзамен. Один, вроде бы. Не помню точно. Третьего лица. Третье лицо.
This assassin for
Так, третье лицо, третье лицо.
a pile of but
Ага.
now since it was raining that
Так, и последняя. Здесь... Так, ну это факт, это так и было. А вот тут... Так, еще раз, что тут пишется? Во время пиршества все гости услышали звуки выстрелов снаружи. Следователь предположил, что давно планировавший убийство Калас расправился с предавшим его Жаком. Но какие на самом деле их связывали отношения?
the testimony of the victim. However, unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Не нравится мне эта шляпа. Ах, ух, нифига себе сразу. Ну, ладненько.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
I may not
Какая
have the
грубая
evidence with
дама.
me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Да,
I don't
Фрейс,
feel
это
like
ты.
Farina's acting a little differently today.
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could—
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice.
А, Вань, ну ты же видела его.
What
Похож,
was certain,
говоришь, да?
however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right.
Да, прям один в один. Врет она? Так, кто-то из вас двоих врет.
What good would that do?
Вопрос кто?
How can a hollow verdict protect anyone?
Подожди, да в смысле не похож? Ты же сам говорил один в один ты.
Had this opera house
Такой же
ever given my
бруталити?
father
Нифига
any kind
себе!
of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di
Фрейс у
Rosula
нас
would have had
бруталити?
no reason to exist.
Врет. Не Фрейс.
But by staying silent, we retain the ability to
Пальник не
deter
может
our
врать, она же
opponents and
валенок.
continue the stalemate.
Теперь думай, кто. Это
I
точно.
was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duel?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand.
Uh-oh.
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake.
А Фриз был в очках?
But since he entrusted his will to you,
Да ладно.
Clarand, you should tell us the truth
Опа,
about his
опа,
sacrifice.
опачка.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and
Опять Форин пытается стать повыше. Ну да, есть такое.
Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a
У тебя
champion
есть фотка, но
duelist
ты ее мне
that
не
Mr.
скидываешь.
Callus never intended to leave the ring
Потому
alive.
что Фриз такой не любит. Эх. Зато Казика и Шерлока я видела.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearance?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing.
Вы меня все зовете в этот ваш Питер, на эту вашу встречу. Но ведь встречу подписчиков вы уже делали между собой.
In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots.
По факту, у вас была такая одна возможность увидеть меня, но, правда, сейчас ее уже нету. Это,
And at the
если
end
кто
of
не
Winnie's
знает,
trial,
27
the
числа
culprit also
состоится
only resolved the
гала-концерт
victim in
Genshin в
front of
Москве.
everyone because they realized
На
they
него
were at risk of being
приглашены
identified.
люди, которые делают кавера. Гамма, Тюлень, Аркадий, ну, Тюлень Аркадий, Рутен и так далее. Я, к сожалению, не могу туда приехать. Буквально недавно узнала, что я все-таки не смогу.
The culprit could only
Но шанс
time their
был.
actions so precisely
Шанс такой
if they
был.
were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
Как вот вам вот такая информация?
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a
Лучше
person
в
have to be
Питер.
physically present to control the timing?
Знаем.
Can't
Ну,
someone
ты-то
remotely
знаешь.
monitor the place?
Это да.
Know what she can say to that.
В начале ноября освободи для меня место в Оке.
I know that
Это
even
ты
with
мне
that, you might
или
still think you can reduce
Казику
the
с
list of
Фризом?
suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely,
События в
you'd also
чате
think I'm not being
разворачиваются на фоне
considerate of your
детективного
feelings.
расследования
Ah,
Фонтейне.
well, let Uncle
Вряд ли
Marcel
валенок.
teach you another
Что
lesson.
видели? Очки Фриза. Вряд ли Казин о том, что он не врет. И почему пойман не в чате, только у Бабл. Дистрейлеры так и прут.
I suppose you're gonna tell me any.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
Опа-на.
But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
В смысле ты ко мне едешь? Ой, смешное.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my...
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances?
В смысле?
You can also take a look at my order entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his
Сейчас выйдет ГГшка по канону и должна все разрулить.
He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just
С вами буду с
about me.
подругой, она едет к Бабл, а я еду к тебе. Что? Да не ты виноват. Ты не убийца.
While that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see? Mark, is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even
Значит, я угадала, да? Это
I was
Марсель.
waiting for you to say that.
Ага. И вот мы на самом интересном переключаемся в другое место. Блин. Ух ты ж, ё-моё. Сундука нет? Не, вроде все чисто. Ух, ё-моё, что-то пролагнуло так нормально. Это что еще? Отряд? Нет, мне не надо менять отряд. Не надо же? Активируем. Так, маленькие пузырики. Я испугалась, блин. Там ничего не было же, да? Ну да, вроде ничего не было. Ничего нигде нету? Нету. Окей. Вот ты, мой хорошенький. Так. О, как красиво, слушайте. Сколько пузырьков. Красота. Механизм где-то спрятан, серьезно? А я не могу оттуда вот так долететь? Нет? Ну, вряд ли, да, конечно. Ага. Так, окей, активируем. Что там у нас происходит? Есть бабл, а есть пузырек. Ага, вода заполняется. Ну, замечательно как. Ну, сейчас, значит, проплывем там. И норм будет. Ух, ё-моё. А, надо побольше. Сундучок. Еще один новый противник.
Stabilize. Squall and fury. Upon the gale.
Уф-уф-уф-уф.
Cry loud.
Отличненько. Тут больше ничего. Угу.
Quit following me.
Я, кстати, потом буду делать распаковку. У нас в основном будут тебя ждать подарок от салона. О, да? А когда, во сколько? Зачем столько новых противников? Не знаю, Катик, честно. Это что еще такое? Супер. Блин, ну красиво, слушайте. Это вода? А, нет. Фу. Вот он еще один мой хорошенький. Ой, как я вас рада видеть. Люблю сундучки. Когда домой приду? А когда ты придешь домой? Вау. Нормально. Так, вижу уже противников. Нет, сначала вот так. Опять новый противник. Блин, капец. Супер, супер. Какой большой воздушный карман, однако. Это сосулька? Не, она растет. Это... Что это такое? Так, окей. Ищем, ищем. Я даже не успела прочитать, что там такое.
Sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with... Huh? You mean the girls from the cereal and then they were turned into water and all the boxes of things. These names. That means...
Это точно ужасно. Их последняя остановка. Что такое, блин? Фигня какая-то. Книжная полка. А, поняла, поняла. Кстати, вероятно, да.
We still have not determined the exact content. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is... I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war.
Блин, эти самолеты, как же они шумят, а? Я сначала испугалась, блин, подумала, гремит. Нифига, самолет. Отчет по итогам расследования. Угу. Так, водоем.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Водоем с водой первозданного моря. Угу. Нормально у них такое тут местечко. Лабораторный стол.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure.
А еще по зряку миссия будет уговаривать Шерлока дать мне поиграть. Поиграть? Во что? Не надо Шерлоку приказывать, он хороший. Не надо, Паймон, пожалуйста.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his brother and...
Офигеть.
No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Фу. Капец вообще, блин. Бутылки. Так.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious.
Ну, это просто нечто.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. Yeah.
Так кто он, блин, такой? А вдруг это тот же Марсель? Один и тот же человек. Да не, бред. Найдите улики, связанные. Однако тут ничего нету. А если я в нее зайду, ничего? А, нельзя. Ну хорошо. Ну да, логично, то что в вещах можно еще покопаться. И там точно что-то должно быть. Угу. Дневничок.
It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she
Список
unhappy with the
детских.
final name she decided on was... Marcel?
Что?
Wait,
У меня в голове сбой системы.
pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Venier's grown...
Я поняла. Я поняла. А, пипец. Это Капсдаун. Боже мой, какой... Ахи. Ух ты ж. Да, понятно. Мгм.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
Да, тренди
I was
больше.
waiting for you to
Мгм.
say that. As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to
Он
flout the
просто уже
rules
в
of this
шоке, у него
court?
уже горит там все. Да вы в смысле, да офигели, сколько можно прерывать.
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Так, какая улика указывает истинную личность Вашера? Где дневник?
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Нифига себе. Я офигела немножко от того, то, что она вновь говорит. Это типа вау.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you... You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve!
Жесть.
Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignere. Her promise. We made a promise.
У меня даже слов нет, это просто капец полный.
Vignere! Please, Vignere! Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Ну, это, конечно, да,
The
блин.
man now known as Marcel was originally named
Просто
Vacher
капец.
and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignere. During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignere back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by and just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Нормально, он так все зачитал. Реально аплодисменты.
The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Интересно, обвинят, нет? Буду орать, если не обвинят.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Vacher guilty.
Виновна. Фух. Фух. Я на секунду подумала, невиновным будет, и я вообще офигею.
Guards, take Vacher away.
Фух.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Мое сердце успокоилось, я очень рада. Да, ты не врал.
He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he
А,
deserves.
стоп, в смысле? А чё тортали?
Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now.
Да
knowing
не
justice
ты,
has been
Казик. Ах ты, хитрюга.
Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa?
Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so—
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Только не говорите то, что теперь точно будет виновен.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, guilty.
Чего? Да в смысле? Да почему?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
Да в смысле, да почему? Деда на них нет, точно скул.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Сейчас, одну секундочку. О-о. Нифига себе! Что происходит?
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Боже мой. Неудержимый. Не, я не оцениваю аккаунты. Я в этом не очень хороша.
Apologies. This is also
Я в шоке, ребята. Это что вообще такое было?
However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system,
Тур теперь
oratrice's judgment is the final
Блин,
verdict of the court.
офигеть. Офигеть, я в шоке.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it!
Да не злись ты так, не кипишуй.
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result
Это
of some
Фонтейн,
sort
Бабл,
of
это
random
Фонтейн.
mishap?
Точно, боже мой, я в таком шоке.
Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the
Чё тут
Oratrice's
только нет.
result.
Стекло, кактус, непонятки, разборки, проблемы. Все как мы любим.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you
Да понятное дело, то, что она сейчас звездит. Она сама нифига сейчас не понимает, что происходит.
including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
Чтоб ты понимала, только начало.
Of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and
Третья глава, чувствую, будет жаркой. Походу, да.
All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions,
Блин, чай
as
ледяной
well as
уже.
the absolute correctness of the
Какой-то ужас.
Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
Да, это точно. В какую микроволновку? Не, я не понимаю, как можно чашку в микроволновку засунуть. Для того, чтобы воду погреть. Зачем? Можно чайник поставить.
Plenty of bad stuff. So he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Ну и ну. Какой ты высокий. Одет повыше. Да? Ну, примерно одного роста. Огонь и вода прям. Не, огонь и лед. Прикольно. Так, ладненько. Покинем. Блин, пацан, я тебя вижу в каждом кадре. Дай футболку. Чё он мне футболку не отдает? Уже замать чашку да в микроволновку. Да, вот сама тоже не понимает его. Кого? Ты тут каким боком?
Stop resisting arrest. Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait. I just want to ask the traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Ну давай, что ты нам скажешь? Я не знаю, Фриза, она такая классная. У меня раньше была такая футболка, но я вообще без понятия, где она.
I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
Да-да-да.
What?
Чел мне ее
Give
вообще
an
ни в
inch and you
какой не
want to take
дает.
a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Люди? А ты у нас, значит, не человек, да? Ну, судя по ушкам, да. А с учетом того, что у него нету даже глаза бога?
I will go with him. You do not need
Это
to
очень
worry about
интересно.
any
Кто же ты
escape.
такой?
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief
Он
Justice.
дракон? О, если это так.
Thank you,
Уху,
Your Honor.
выбить. Выбить срочно. Срочно выбить. Вот ща прикол, если она не отзовется, а? Слово времени не вспомню. Ты думаешь, я помню? Пожиратель луны местно сюда.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, it's...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful!
Да. Сейчас тоже упадет в обморок.
Vinier, is that you?
А,
It's me, Vache!
окей.
Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't... You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left.
Странненько. Мне, кстати, понравилось. В целом норм. Смотреть можно.
All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Жестко. Ух ты ж. Вот это да.
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks.
О, больно. Слезы. Ай-яй-яй.
It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
По факту.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
По всей видимости, ё-моё, боже мой. О.
She can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Oh.
Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Vache.
Как крипово. Нормально тогда? Фух, нифига себе. Ну, справедливо, я считаю. Да, пожалуй, это справедливо.
We've been able to relax.
Well met, partner.
Нифига себе, да.
In such a good mood today.
Вот это номер.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
А прикинь, как меняется все. Я еще и в наушниках сижу. О, боже мой. Люся, ты вернулась. Привет, привет еще раз, ты вернулась. У нас тут сердечный инфаркт групповой. А это уже был не я. А вот тут уже был ты.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Да.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life.
Теперь эту информацию я еще буду сутки переваривать.
It's just been one thing after the other.
Серьезно?
I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the court since then.
Бывает, Люсь, бывает.
Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come.
Данила, я понимаю твой шок.
Everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
Genshin становится все печальнее и печальнее.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Ну, то, что тортику посадили, это как-то даже странно. Циклышко все крупнее и крупнее, да. Его становится тяжело жевать. Потом все толще и толще.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical
Интересно,
evidence,
какое стекло больнее жевать, толстое или тонкое? По факту ведь тонкое, да? Потому что оно крошится на множество маленьких осколков, которые... Ну да ладно, опустим.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide.
Сеньора вообще
I
убили.
wanted to thank her.
Ну,
I mean,
было
there's also
дело.
no point in being awkward all the time. So we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Нет, конечно. Но когда читаешь, играешь, конечно, ты его пробуешь. Куда ж без этого?
Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes
Она очень невкусная.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Не, просто так, я думала, он идет без остановки несколько дней. Если так подумать.
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for...
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be... Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important, which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel.
Слишком много стекла. Да, согласна.
I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than what Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for a justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So,
Сквот,
you're actually
точно.
one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to...
So Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there? Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be sad.
Ай-яй-яй, ГГшка, нельзя же так.
Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit?
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
ГГ обижает, странник, ГГ.
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this, since you're usually super busy.
Да не, ну ты что, нет, зачем так?
If that's okay.
Не надо, какая казнь? Нет.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Так, а чё? Аж так. Окей, это напоследок оставим.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today.
Вы это тоже видите? Манит чертовка, прям манит.
Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Пропустил, ну так перемотай назад просто.
So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's
Я думаю, мы с ней подружимся, когда она все-таки сбросит свою вот эту маску
dissolve in that kind of water.
театральную.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture
покажет, так
life,
сказать, свое
suddenly
истинное
reverse
я.
itself and devour life
Тогда
instead.
вполне себе вероятно.
To be
Да,
frank,
почему бы и
that
нет.
also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Ой, не говори. Так, о пророчестве, которое распространено
That
в
the sea
фонтейне.
levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then. And
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world
Интересно,
before
сколько
she
всего
passed
частей
away.
сюжета в фонтейне будет?
a prophecy?
Ну, с Райтон, да, но опять-таки она тогда показала свое истинное я, пришлось там переосмыслить многое, как бы
Two
увидеть
parts
мир
of the
немножко
prophecy
под
have
другим
already proven
углом.
correct. The
Там
rising
да.
sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved.
Ну, и я и Мик там нам помогала,
Stay on the
считай.
watch for further signs.
Нормальненько. Вправила
Speaking
подруге
of the
мозги.
prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum
Во,
left to Farina
странник,
by
если
her
не хочешь
predecessor.
перематывать, вон там, видишь, что мелькает за волосами его?
But with Farina being the way she
Ну,
is,
и без этого.
wouldn't you trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Да, хочу определенно. Давай, вопросы. Чё с
My
Тарталией?
apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
У него и глаз бога Гидра что-то барахлил. Тут его обвинили, не пойми за что.
Said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case.
Типа, у этой машины появляется свое сознание, мне такое
As a divinely
ощущение.
created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it
Бить
likely
архонтов,
also
пока они не
possesses
станут
other traits,
дружелюбными.
such as self-awareness.
Да, это точно.
Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Я замерзла. Что холодно.
So when Linny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored,
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could
Никакой
serve to prove my
пощады.
conjecture. I will add that to
Да
the
хоть
list
бы
of items
кто-нибудь
to
нам
investigate.
ответил уже на вопрос, что с братом?
In any case, I
Пока
am
только
inclined to
Нахида
believe that
дала
the Oratrice
более-менее
does have
норм
a
ответ.
methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information.
И
Based
что же
on
нам
Farina's
ответишь
reaction,
ты?
I doubt even she had any
Не
idea
Вилет.
what was going on.
Блин,
She managed to
почему не
bluff her way
Вилет?
through it, though.
Не
The
Вилет.
time-tested
Лучше
twin
ведь звучит,
tricks
верно?
of bravado and drama.
Не Вилет.
While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time.
Ну
in the
это да,
fortress
ну
of
вот
Merope.
конкретно вот всю историю. Можно мне уже изложить?
If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
if you ask
Мгм.
Paimon, the only
Чилить.
compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with
Сказал
you.
типа, аля, нам надо пройти теперь самим этот весь путь.
Is there anything else you'd
А
like
то
to
то,
ask
что
me about?
его подчиненные всюду нас хотят жахнуть, это ничего, типа, убить, да? Норм, ок, ладно. Что
Your
ты мне
sibling,
о нем скажешь?
Another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
Ну ладно, к тебе 0 вопросов.
If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Ну чё, это все. Да, у меня больше нет
Very well.
вопросов.
It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could.
Я
I
тоже.
very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind.
Ну, блин,
and
после
return to
снежного, нифига
Palais
себе.
Lemonia.
Долго еще.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well.
Я бы не хотела
This
такую
is
работу.
merely the nature
Нифига
of
себе,
justice's
круглосуточно просто.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Знаете, на этом фоне прекрасно видно, то, что у меня грязный монитор. Норм, да? Наблюдение такое. О, как красиво. Только не пропади. Нет! Тусы гидрослаймов. Норм. Нормально так. Нормально. Ну чё, дамы и господа, мы с вами это... О, не-не-не-не-не, только нет. Только не Осментес Вайн, не надо. Спасибо, не стоит. Мелюзин? А у них там что? Компьютер это святое, да, но вот сейчас, например, я не могу найти вот этого пятна, которое я видела. Вот тогда отлично прям нашла его. У них свой квест небольшой. Это хорошо, тогда я поищу ее. Это так. 3 кепчика с плюсиком. Это что? А, нифига себе. Ну, допустим, допустим. Справочники. Так я все взяла уже. Я уже открутила все. У меня больше ничего нету. Я бомж. А, нет. Я не бомж. Теперь точно бомж. Ну да, да, да. Конечно, конечно. Ну фиг, мне кажется, я уже докручу это все дело. Хотя, может быть, завтра я тут побегаю. Может быть, может что-нибудь мы и выкрутим. Ух. Стрим подходит к концу. Когда мы с вами теперь встретимся? Я вот, честно говоря, теперь не знаю по поводу воскресенья, так как появилась еще одна запись по работе. Ладно, посмотрим. Если что, я оповещу всех в Дискорде. Уху, вот это да, конечно. Ну и сюжет. Боже, сколько стекла, сколько стекла. Мне кажется, я наелась. Честно. Ой, ладненько. Завершаем стрим. Всем спасибо. Всем удачи. Всех люблю, всех целую.